Good morning from the rugged homestead. It's January 31st and it's about 5:45 in the morning. I'm out in my garden, and the reason I'm out here at this hour in the pitch black with a nice cup of coffee is because this morning is a super blue blood moon. The last one that occurred was in 1866, so I figured I would come out and I would check out and see what's going on. So I'm sure you've heard about what this is. A super blue blood moon is a moon that's much closer to the Earth in its orbit. It's about 14%, it looks for about 14% larger from what I read. So that's the super part of it. And then the blue moon it's the second full moon in a month. So the first one was actually on January 1st, the first full moon, and now January 31st, it's the second one, so that makes it the blue moon. The blood moon it's going to be a full lunar eclipse. I think it's as it comes out of the eclipse, the moon turns a reddish color. As I said, the last time this occurred was in 1866, and there's actually some historical significance to super blue blood moons. In 1504, Christopher Columbus had got shipwrecked on what's now Jamaica, and the Arawak Indians had been taking care of them, but after months of being marooned on this island, the Indians were getting tired of their guests, and the guests wanted to go home, so his crew mutinied, and they ended up killing a bunch of the locals. Tensions were rising, so having knowledge of astronomical events, Columbus met with the Indian chieftain 3 days before a super blue blood moon and told him that the Christian God was angry because the Indians weren't feeding the sailors, that he was going to devour the moon and make it bleed. 3 days later, when the moon went into an eclipse, apparently the Indians went rushing to Columbus's ships that were still there, and were bringing them food and begging them to stop the event. So Columbus considered this very deeply and emerged, I guess as the moon was about to come out of the eclipse, and said that as long as the Indians fed the sailors, that his God would return the moon. And of course the moon came out, and the Indians were very pleased with that, and so they allowed the sailors to stay and fed them. And a few months later, Columbus was able to return to Spain. So it allowed the eventual colonization and conquest of North America. And whether or not that would have happened had not that lunar event happen, who knows? But we do know that Columbus was able to survive because of it. So I'm going to try and get some video of this. I'm not sure if it's going to work now. The moon does look much larger. So it was last year when there was the solar eclipse. I tried to catch a video of that, and it didn't work. It just looked like the sun on my screen. The moon probably won't be quite as bad. So let's see if we can get something. Yep, it's a moon right now. So we'll see what happens. It might have to change positions because it's sitting right over some rooftops right now. And as the moon sets, it's going to be turning red. But that'll be after the eclipse. but that might happen after the moon dips below the roof lines, so I may have to change position. Yeah, and just so everyone knows, it's like 20 below here and there's a good steady breeze blowing. Did I say 20 below? It's like 20 degrees and there's a good steady breeze blowing. So I had to move to the front of the house to get the moon, since it did sink down low, but looking large, and it's getting a more rosy color, but not seeing any eclipse here, and it just might sink too low before we get to see the eclipse. Well, that ended up not working out so well. The moon set before I was able to see the eclipse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in a time lapse from NASA, from their Griffith Observatory, and watch it that way. Okay, if you like what you see, give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you already do so, and click that alarm button, and that way you'll be notified right away when videos like this are posted. Okay, thanks for watching.